When General Olusegun Obasanjo granted amnesty to Biafran soldiers in the late 1970s, one man remained conspicuously in exile: Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, the former head of state of Biafra. For over a decade after the Civil War, he lived in Côte d'Ivoire. His fate changed in 1982 when President Shehu Shagari issued him a full pardon, clearing him of legal consequences tied to the war. On June 18, 1982, Ojukwu returned to Nigeria. His homecoming was met with extraordinary celebrations across the southeast, where crowds thronged the streets to welcome back the man who had once led them in their darkest hour. Barely settled, Ojukwu entered the rough waters of Nigerian politics. He joined the ruling National Party of Nigeria, NPN, and contested for a senatorial seat in 1983. Despite his popularity, he lost, a result widely believed to have been manipulated against him. That same year, the military struck again. On December 31st, 1983, Muhammadu Buhari seized power, overthrowing the civilian government. Ojukwu, alongside many politicians of the Second Republic, was arrested and imprisoned without trial. He would remain behind bars until his release in 1984. Though Ojukwu never again held executive power, his political journey did not end. Throughout the 1990s, he played key roles in constitutional conferences and dialogues aimed at shaping Nigeria's transition from military dictatorship to civilian rule. By the return of democracy in 1999, Ojukwu had become a founding father of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APJ, a political party that drew its strength from the Igbo-speaking Southeast. Under APJ's banner, he twice ran for the Nigerian presidency in 2003 and 2007. Though unsuccessful, his campaigns further cemented his symbolic place as a voice for the Igbo people and an advocate for a more equitable federation. Away from politics, Ojukwu's personal life drew public attention. In 1994, he married Bianca Ono, a former beauty queen who would later serve as Nigeria's ambassador to several countries. Their union produced 3 children: Afamefuna, Chainemi, and Nwachukwu. Ojukwu himself never lost his status as a cultural icon, honored with numerous traditional titles, especially the revered title of Ikemba of Niwi. He remained a rallying figure in Igbo land, embodying both pride and sacrifice. He also fought long legal battles to reclaim properties seized or labeled as abandoned after the Civil War, winning some of those struggles. In his final years, Ojukwu's health declined. By late 2010, he was flown to London for medical treatment. On November 26, 2011, he passed away at the age of 78. When his body was returned to Nigeria, he was honored with a state funeral and full military rights, an ironic recognition for the man once branded a rebel general. Ojukwu's post-exile legacy remains contested. To some, his decision to dive into partisan politics diminished the aura of moral authority he carried as the former Biafran leader. They believed he might have served better as a neutral, unifying symbol. Others argued that his participation in politics was inevitable, a natural extension of his lifelong fight for fairness, federal balance, and the dignity of his people. Regardless of perspective, the issues that drove him to war, Igbo marginalization, federal inequities, questions of citizenship and unity, persisted long after his death. Some Nigerians, including some Igbo elites, argued that by joining the ruling NPN in 1983, he compromised too soon with the same establishment he once fought against. Others accused him of clinging to symbolic relevance rather than building practical political structures that could lift the Southeast collectively. His funeral in 2012 was one of the largest in Nigeria's history, drawing leaders, dignitaries, and ordinary citizens alike. It revealed the paradox of Ojukwu's place in the nation's memory. A man once condemned as a secessionist, but ultimately celebrated as a soldier and statesman. He is remembered as one of Africa's boldest secessionist leaders, often compared to figures like Patrice Lumumba or Nelson Mandela in terms of intellectual charisma, though unlike them, he did not achieve political power after his struggle. Thank you for listening to All Round History Book. Kindly like this video, subscribe and share. See you in the next video.